Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the strangest, most ambitious, and, depending on who you ask, most frustrating movies of the year. A big, bold, beautiful journey. This film is directed by Kogonada, the Korean-American auteur known for his thoughtful, cerebral works like Columbus and After Yang. His earlier films were meditative, almost essay-like, and while emotionally rich, they weren't exactly in your face. With A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, he swings for the fences, giving us a bold, colorful, romantic phantasmagoria that feels like the umbrellas of Cherbourg colliding with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, with just a dash of the Phantom Tollbooth. Sounds amazing, right? Well, not quite. We open in an unnamed city where the weather itself seems whimsical. Rain showers appear out of nowhere, and every pedestrian just so happens to have perfectly color-coordinated umbrellas. Right away, the film tells us this isn't the real world. It's a dreamy, heightened reality. Here we meet David Langley, played by Colin Farrell. He's a single man on his way to a wedding when his car is suddenly ticketed and booted. Desperate, he stumbles into a mysterious, cavernous building called the Car Rental Agency. Inside are two eccentric employees, a cashier, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who flips between F-bombs and a random German accent, and a mechanic, played by Kevin Kline. Their only car for rent? A clunky 1994 Saturn. Oh, and they insist he take the optional GPS. Not just any GPS. This one, voiced by Jodie Turner-Smith, talks back, asks cryptic questions, and at one point literally says, "Do you want to go on a big, bold, beautiful journey?" Against his better judgment, David says yes. And with that, the adventure begins. At the wedding, David meets Sarah Myers, played by Margot Robbie. She's gorgeous, charming, and, like David, deeply hesitant about relationships. Their flirting is awkward but undeniable, and before long, circumstances throw them together. When Sarah's rental car breaks down, she joins David, and the two set off on a road trip. But the GPS doesn't just guide them on highways, it steers them toward magical doors scattered across the landscape. Now, here's the heart of the movie. These doors are portals into David and Sarah's pasts. One leads to a lighthouse from David's childhood, where he once had an almost epiphany. Another opens into an art museum Sarah used to visit with her late mother. Another takes David back to high school, where he starred in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, and where he confessed his love to a classmate, only to be rejected. In perhaps the most devastating sequence, Sarah revisits age 19. Arriving at a hospital just an hour too late to say goodbye to her dying mother, played by Lily Rabe. These encounters are surreal, but played completely straight. Neither David nor Sarah questions the magic. They simply step through, relive these pivotal traumas, and keep moving. It's a kind of fantastical therapy session, designed to push them past their fears and toward the inevitable, falling in love with each other. There are genuinely moving moments. David meets his father, Hamish Linklater, as a nervous young dad, cradling newborn David. Sarah relives a night with her mother as a carefree 12-year-old. And there's a tender breath-holding game in the car, one Sarah learned from her mom. All of these scenes are designed to melt their emotional walls and show them the value of connection. The film makes it very clear. David and Sarah are meant to be together. But here's the problem. While the concept is fascinating, the execution leaves a lot to be desired. For one, David and Sarah aren't fleshed out as people. We don't know their jobs, their interests, their quirks, their archetypes. Handsome, wounded souls who exist mainly to symbolize fear of commitment. As a result, they often feel like ciphers. Nietzsche once said, "A profession is the backbone of life," but in this film, the characters are spineless blobs of emotion. Robbie and Farrell are as likable as ever, but the script gives Sarah in particular some eye-rolling material. Early on, she basically tells David she's bad news and destined to hurt him, like she's hurt every man before. Instead of a nuanced character, she becomes a fantasy, simultaneously titillating and moralizing. Even the whimsy feels strained. The city, the umbrellas, the portals, all of it looks elegant, thanks to Kogonada's eye for composition. But the story hammers us with endless psychobabble about relationships, trauma, and parents. After a while, the magical visuals feel like mere window dressing for therapy sessions. Kogonada is an undeniably talented director. His debut, Columbus, was exquisite, anchoring abstract ideas in the real, tactile world of modernist architecture. His follow-up, After Yang, leaned into science fiction, exploring a family's relationship with their humanoid robot. That film was visually gorgeous, though some argued its world felt a bit too thin, a bit too abstract. With A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, he doubles down on abstraction, and it backfires. Unlike Columbus, which breathed with specificity, or even After Yang, which used sci-fi as a mirror for grief, this movie gets lost in vagueness. Who runs the car agency? Why do these doors exist? The film never says. The fantasy is vague, the realism is hollow, and the whole thing floats in limbo. And paradoxically, Kogonada's elegance may make it worse. A campier, less restrained director might have leaned into the absurdity and delivered something fun. Instead, the tasteful understatement smothers the ridiculous premise, leaving the movie almost humorless. So, where does that leave us? On one hand, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is undeniably ambitious. It takes the whimsical device of magical doors and aims to transform it into an adult meditation on love, memory, and healing. It has moments of sweetness, bursts of beauty, and two very charismatic leads. On the other hand, the story is thin, the characters are undercooked, and the endless therapy talk becomes exhausting. Which should have been a door to wonder feels more like a door to nowhere. One critic joked that if the movie theater had an ejector seat but James Bond's Aston Martin, they would have pressed the button. And honestly, I get it. So, is A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey worth watching? If you're a fan of Kogonada, Colin Farrell, or Margot Robbie, it's at least interesting as a curiosity. But if you're looking for a satisfying fantasy romance, you may leave the theater feeling more drained than inspired. At its best, the movie reminds us of childhood fantasies where doors could lead anywhere. At its worst, it proves that not every magical doorway is worth stepping through. Thanks for watching. And let me know in the comments, did you see A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey? Did you love it, hate it, or fall somewhere in between? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the latest movies.